Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a forecast in Occulus. The thing about the Occulus forecast is that it's completely automatic. You don't have to do anything. It's based on the opportunity analysis. What Occulus does is it assigns a forecast worthiness rating to each opportunity and uses that to create your forecast. So the time that you're currently spending creating a forecast, you can save that time and apply it to your selling activities. Each opportunity in your pipeline is assigned a forecast worthiness ratings, and they're grouped into three areas. There's the commits, there's upside, and omit. Within each category, within the commit category, there are three levels of commit. There's AAA, like a credit rating for a company, AAA credit rating, and this is the highest quality. And you commit this deal and it'll close as is. The next one is a AA. Again, it's a commit. It's the next highest quality. There are a couple of minor issues. You just need to be aware of them, but it should proceed as is. The third level is of commit is an A. There's some risk associated with this deal, typically in the timing. So look at the analysis, monitor it closely, and you should be able to shepherd it across the goal line with little extra effort. The next group is the upside, the B categories. And the first one is a double B. And this deal is a deal that could be improved to an A or a commit level with a little extra effort. You look at, again, this is quite often with timing or a few gaps in the knowledge that need to be closed just to confirm it. But really, a double B is typically easily moved to a commit. The next level is a B, and in the B, we're looking at a typical deal that has a fair amount of work yet to be done. You know, it's risky to commit it, but it could move to a B. The third area is a B minus, and these deals you want to be careful about because they tend to be risky to forecast, and it could be for any number of reasons, not the least of which is the timing isn't good. There's gaps in the knowledge, it's not qualified well, anything. But take a close look at the analysis and determine what, if anything, you can do to move it to a commit for the current quarter. The next category is F, and the Occulus assessment here is don't forecast this opportunity. And the reason, it could be any number of reasons why you shouldn't forecast it. It could be that your probability of winning is not strong enough, the timing, it's just not going to close this quarter, or the degree of qualification for the deal is just too low. Early stage deals, as we've seen, when we first enter a deal into Occulus, we expect it to be have a low degree of qualification. And that will always, because of that risk associated with all the uncertainty and the lack of knowledge, that will drag a deal down to an F, and Occulus will recommend you don't forecast that. Another group is not rated. Occulus requires that the winning and or timing degree of qualification be greater than 50% before it can assign one of the three categories of forecast worthiness ratings. But as a rule of thumb, for deals that you're forecasting in the current quarter, the degree of qualification for timing and winning should be greater than 50%. And then the final group is not analyzed. These are deals that you don't need to analyze. One is because they're non-competitive, or it could strictly be a binary choice. The customer gets the funding, you'll get the deal. Occulus defaults that to the full amount because it assumes that because you haven't analyzed it, that you're going to win the deal. So let's take a look at the the forecasting. So let's first of all go to our the pipeline. Let me choose current year. So these are the deals I currently have in my pipeline, and they're underway. Here's a deal. This is a deal that hasn't been analyzed. It's forecast to close on the 22nd. So let's look at the current quarter. So there it is. I'm working on these 4 deals. I feel pretty good about them all. I'm a little concerned about this one right here. You can see that the timing probability is weak. But other than that, it's pretty good. So let's go to forecast, and we'll do the current quarter. And you can see that these are the 4 deals I'm working on. This particular one, Con P2, Occulus is rated as a AAA, the highest level. And you can see here the close date, February 9th, it's passed and it's in red. And the reason for that is I've got the paperwork from the customer and I've submitted it to our legal department for them to go over it, and it's kind of stuck there. So I haven't, we're going to get it. There's no issues with the deal. I just need to maybe move the close date out or close it out. The next deal is Bentley, and Oculus rates that as an A. I've adjusted this from the Oculus amount, which is what it was originally, and I'll just show you here, to the full amount. We're going to get this deal. There's a couple of things that I just need to work on. You can see my probabilities are 86 and 86. I know what I have to do, but I've got another month to work on those. So when it comes to forecasting, I'm going to forecast this with the full amount. In this particular one, this new R8, this, as Oculus is rated as a double B, I'm not sure about whether or not it's going to close this time. I know we have this date of the end of the month, and I put it at the end of the month, but there's some weakness on the timing. I'm not convinced that it's going to happen here. And really, what I need to do is remove this from the forecast, and I'll probably push this date out. It's much better for me to push the date out, say, to mid-April or towards the end of April, and if it comes in earlier, I can bring it into this quarter. So my manager, he doesn't like deal slippage, so I think my next step here is to move it to the next quarter. On this deal here, this is an upgrade to software we have in place, and the customer, if the customer gets the funding, they'll buy it. If not, they won't buy it. But all indications are now that they'll get the funding before the end of the quarter. So there's my forecast. I'm forecasting that I will bring in an additional $40,000 on top of what I've already closed this quarter, which is this number right here, $36,000. And so my forecast, total forecast for the quarter is $75,000. So I can print that out if I wish, or export it to Excel, and I can keep that with my files. So there's my forecast for the quarter. Now I don't need to send this to my sales manager. Okay, I just what I've done here, it will automatically roll up to his desktop. So my forecast will automatically roll up to his. So let's take a look, while we're here, let's take a look at the next quarter. See how things look for me for the next quarter. I know it's some distance off, but it's nice to know how I stand. As mentioned, I'm going to move that one deal out to this quarter, which was a double B, and that'll give me some flexibility and some time. Here's another double B, and again, there's a couple of issues here. This particular one right here, this Johnson Systems, you can see that my degree of qualification for winning is less than 50%, So Occulus has come along and said, you know, it's too the degree of qualification is too low for it to assign a forecast worthiness rating. This one here, my winning probability is 28%. Occulus is saying, you know, this is an F deal, under no circumstances forecast this. And I don't think we're going to win this deal. I need to take a closer look at it, but I'm not convinced we'll win it. And if I wanted to, I can export that as well. And there it is. So that's how you forecast in Occulus. The benefits of the Occulus forecast are that it's completely automatic. And as mentioned, you can forecast by month, current month. And I've got, that's already done. Next month, which is the last month of the quarter. I've got a couple of deals going here. I need to make sure they work. Or I can forecast on the next 90 days, which is something my manager likes to see on a regular basis. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Bye now.